quarters, Ko Pinier and a hill finish in the semis. And then the final, interestingly, was a real opportunity for both players involved because he was up against Oscar Dominguez. So two capable players, but neither of them in the very top bracket of the game. So a big opportunity for both. And it was Duong Quoc Huang who took it with a 10-8 win. Become the winner of a ranking event on the World 9-Ball Tour. Did not take his opportunity there, though, in this rack. So Alenzi comes to the table.
Yeah, with an easy hook as well. Just stop the ball.
Shane Van Boening is on the hill at 8-2 against Christos Davitas. Van Boening, who in a couple of weeks' time will be making yet another bid to break the tie with Earl Strickland and become the first 6-time winner of the US Open. Moritz Neuhausen, part of the Germany team that got to the World Cup final in Spain last year, finding it hard to shake off Sopolitios Panagiotis. 6-5 to the German at the moment.
Yeah, it was a good hit. Is he going to get behind the 6 ball? Surely not. If he has, that is incredible. Clearly very tight. Might be able to jump over the edge of the green 6 with the short stick.
Yeah, Alenzi has played in a number of events of reasonable standing around Europe. He's won some matches in them, but not someone who's generally gone particularly deep. Comes from a country with a decent pool pedigree, though, and that was a decent shot. He's held for the 3 as well, has he? Just.
Yeah, brilliant jump shot. Drawing the cue ball back as well, didn't he? I think he's okay. Even going rail first is not that difficult in this situation.
We're just looking in here for a few minutes before we turn our thoughts to the main table. So just to remind you of the format, as is standard now for these big open events, 256 players, double elimination for the first few days. 32 players come through on the winner's side, 32 on the loser's side, and one from each of those sides forms each of the last 64 matchups, and then it's just straight elimination all the way through to the final on Sunday night. And yes, you do effectively have 2 chances to claim your place in the final 64, but you want to get through if you can undefeated, because it definitely improves your chances when it comes to the draw for the last 64 in terms of keeping your seeding if you have one. And well, if you get through on the winner's side, you don't end up playing someone else who's come through on that side. But of course, it doesn't necessarily always work out that means you'll have an easier draw. It just means you have a much better chance of avoiding the form players. So Alenzi with a chance to get back to 6-3 here. And of course, we'll keep you up to date on how this one and all the other matches are going. But we are now going to go to the main table. And 2 of the promising young stars of the game, Carl, in action here.
Yeah, this is going to be a good match. It's got the makings of being quite tight. Good lag as well. It'll be Alvin Anjito who breaks first.
Yep, it's two 24-year-olds. They've both already won a match today. Now they're looking to make it through to winners' qualification.
Seemed to lack a bit of pace, that break. Obviously no balls down, so Alexa will be shooting at this yellow one. It's going to be very difficult after potting it to get on the blue two, though. He's got to draw all the way down table. I'll tell you what, if this slows down, what a positional shot. It's not bad. Yeah, it's overrun a little bit too far, but you can still pot the ball.
Yeah, tough shot to face for your first of the match, and a really good go at it. Number 35 in the world rankings. He's actually dropped quite a bit since the start of the year. Began 2024 as a top 20 player, largely on the back of that wonderful run to the semi-finals of the US Open last September in Atlantic City.
Yeah, took a gamble. I felt the cue ball was rolling into the red three. You're never quite sure where they're going to end up. Yeah, playing the combination, yeah, he was never going to attempt that. I know it kind of looked sort of on your screens, but it was actually very difficult. You've had to have been cutting the red three ball onto the eight quite thin to make that. That's why he decided to play safe.
Alvin Angito is number 122 in the world rankings, but he's very much a newcomer really to this scene, and what we've seen of him in recent months suggests it's a position which could change a lot. A positive direction. So this is the first match to get underway in this round. They've both already played and of course won earlier today in different ways though. Pichelge came through 9-3 against Ernesto Joni of Albania. Angito though had to go the distance before seeing off Ronnie Aldervik of Norway, 9 racks to 8.
That'll do. He's not left a pot. It's an amazing sport, his pool, isn't it? When you just look at how many people play it around the world, Michael. You know, all these different countries who have come here to play the European Open.
Well, the geographical spread at these events is always absolutely breathtaking, and you've got so many countries represented in them, and it almost feels like every time we turn up at one of these tournaments, we see a flag in the lineup that we've never seen before. There always seems to be somebody new. And you're never surprised to see any new country that appears, because there are other sports that maybe in certain countries don't really exist, but pretty much everywhere on the globe has got some pool tables somewhere.
Yeah, I think the only other sport that might be like it is golf, really.
I think tennis is perhaps the most global of all sports. And if we're talking individually, obviously the most global sport of all is football as a team sport. But yeah, the sheer spread of it in pool is right up there with anything else. And, you know, it's not only a case that you turn up and there are players from loads of different countries who start the event. You get down to the last 64, last 32. It's never dominated by just the same few countries. Once you get down to, say, last 16 of a tournament, there tend to be 10, 12, 13 different countries involved.
Wants to bounce off the rail here. This is a tough pot. Really is. Passed the test though. That'll give him a bit of confidence now. Knocking a ball in like that really does work wonders for the back arm.
Yeah, from Smederevo in Serbia, about 30 miles away from the capital Belgrade. And you know, we've been calling him the wrong name for all these years. Yep, his name is actually Alexa Petselja. I found that out when I spoke to him in America last year, but he said he's quite happy for everyone to just continue with what we've been calling him.
I'm sure there's many more names we've been pronouncing wrong as well.
Well, you even get the English ones wrong. Of course, it helps that he's had a match already, but not on this table. Early days, but looks to have settled in nicely. And Alexa Peselj wins the opener against Alvin Angito in this clash of the 24-year-olds on the first day of the European Open. Shane Van Boening was a couple of racks away from winning this title here in Fulda. Year before last, he's off and running this year. 9-2 winner against Christos Davatas of Greece. Now you can see some of the other scores going through. Francesco Candela, a 9-0 winner in the last few minutes. The Italian seen off Sebastian Meininger of the huge home contingent involved here. But remember, all these players who lose do get another go on the loser's side. Can still make the final 64. Konrad Yasusin of Poland has won 9-7 against Mika van Berkel of the Netherlands. And Hubert Lepotko of Poland, who's been in a ranking final recently, still hasn't quite got the job done against Michael Ogard. That one is 8-7. Lepotko was runner-up to Mickey Kraus in Romania just after the World Championship. See Alex